Are you looking to deep fry a turkey for this Thanksgiving? It can be really stressful and even scary, but it doesn't have to be. In this video, I'm going to go over the do's and don'ts of deep frying for new beginners, and what to look out for to avoid a really dangerous situation. Let's dive in. Okay, so deep frying your turkey for Thanksgiving can be a bit stressful, and it can also be a bit scary, but I guarantee you it's worth it because the turkey comes out delicious every single time. So I'm going to attempt to give you guys some tips and tricks and make a couple of suggestions along the way that will help you get your turkey deep fried properly, safely, effectively, and hopefully help you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is choosing your equipment. You can go the electrical route where you can have an electrical deep fryer that kind of takes all the guesswork out of everything, or you can try to go a little bit more manual and buy your own kit. That usually comes with a stainless steel or aluminum kettle or a deep pot, and you have to use propane or some other form of open flames. Personally, I've done both. I think the manual way is very dependent on the user, and the user can make a lot of errors, and there's a lot of chances for things to go wrong. The electrical method is a lot more straightforward with a lot of safety features built in. They both produce excellent results. So let's talk about the pros of using an electric deep fryer. The one that I have is made by MasterBuilt, and I actually really do like it. It's really easy to use. Its maximum capacity for the bird is around 20 pounds, which is plenty for my family. And I like that it has safety features built in, like I mentioned before. The electrical cord is magnetic, so if anything goes wrong, you just tug on it and it disconnects immediately. You have a light that lets you know exactly when the oil temperature has reached the proper deep frying temperature. They also have minimum and maximum level indicators inside of the deep fryer to let you know exactly how much oil to put in there. And I like that they also include a really simple, easy to use, designed basket that also has catchers on the side so you can rest the bird and let it drain right there. It's really well built. It's really easy to clean. It has a plug and a drain to help you drain out all the oil or catch it and store it away if that's something that you want to do for a later time. But I don't recommend doing that. And I think it's just really, really good. And you can use it for all kinds of things, not just for a turkey. Now, depending on the size and the model that you buy, they range anywhere from $100 to $150. I got the XL version, and I can tell you it's absolutely worth it. Here's a little tip though. If you're gonna buy it during Thanksgiving, it's expensive. That's pretty much when it's most popular. But if you buy it on an off season like February, March, around spring, it's a lot cheaper. I got mine for $50 when it usually goes on sale for $150. Now, I don't know if you can still get that same exact deal, but it's worth noting that you're gonna get a better deal if you don't get it exactly around Thanksgiving. So if you've kind of missed the cutoff, I know this video is coming out a little bit late. I have to shoot it a little bit earlier in order to get it out for Thanksgiving, but maybe next year, if you haven't done this already, you could kind of keep it in your wish list and keep an eye on it. So let's talk about a few things that can go wrong and turn a thankful holiday into a really dangerous situation, hopefully avoid the emergency room or the fire department showing up to your house. Some of these are common sense, but I'm gonna mention it anyways. The very first thing you can do that will help you avoid dangerous situations is make sure that your bird, whatever that may be, a turkey, chicken, a goose, whatever, is completely thawed out before putting it in the deep fryer. And you want to make sure that there are no more air pockets or ice pockets inside of the bird. The best way to do that is to give the bird a warm bath in the sink or whatever it is that you want to use to help thaw out the leftover stuff, whatever may have remained, whether that was in the grocery store or out of your freezer. But giving it a warm bath to thaw out the leftover ice buildup, any air pockets, any water, so forth, is a really good idea. And likewise, after you've completely thawed out the bird, and if you've decided to do a salt brine, a wet salt brine overnight, you want to completely drain out the bird and pat it down and dry it out to the best of your abilities. Water and ice is a deep fryer's worst nightmare, so anything you can do to prevent that, it's just good practice. Okay, the next big thing is overfilling your cooking vessel with oil, adding too much oil to the deep fryer. Whether you're using a cooking pot, a stock pot, or an electric deep fryer, overfilling your cooking vessel with oil and not accounting for the weight of your bird can lead to disaster. Now, an electric deep fryer, this is where they kind of come in handy. They already have their minimum and maximum measurements for you, and they can only accept a certain size. So the one that I have has a limit. The maximum size turkey that you can put in there is a 20-pound bird, and that's it. But when you're doing it yourself, manually using a stock pot, a aluminum or stainless steel pot, and a propane tank, then if you don't calculate that correctly, you can easily overflow and cause a fire. Okay, the next piece of advice that I can give you that just causes bad situations to happen is not practicing good handling, right? Not focusing on what you're doing. Maybe you have the deep fryer in a really bad location. You never want to put an outdoor propane deep fryer inside your house. And honestly, even the electrical deep fryer, they say you can use it inside the house, but it's best practice to just use it outdoors in case something goes wrong, you don't burn down your house. And likewise, not wearing gloves to protect your hands from the hot oil, or maybe not lifting the turkey out of the hot oil with both hands and you missed a catcher on the side of the electric deep fryer and it slips and it just, drops back into the oil and splashes hot oil everywhere. All those things are bad handling practices and will increasingly cause a dangerous situation to happen. So be mindful of what you're doing and use common sense. Try to plan things out ahead of time. Think about what could go wrong. Look at the location that you picked for the deep fryer. Make sure you have the gloves that you need ready at hand, and make sure you're not rushing things. You're taking your time to do things correctly. Another common mistake is your oil temperature is way off. It's either way too cold and you're not really deep frying anymore, or it's way too hot, and as soon as you lower your bird, everything's splattering everywhere and it's just chaotic and violent. Make sure your oil temperature is correct. You want to stay between 350, 375. An electric deep fryer will take care of that for you. But if you're doing everything manual by yourself using a propane deep fryer, make sure you buy a thermometer that you can place inside of the oil and monitor your temperatures. So here's a very quick overview and a summary of how to make your Thanksgiving bird taste really, really good. The first tip that I have for you guys that's really important is do a wet brine with salt. Do it overnight. Place your turkey in a food grade container. Make sure it can accept, whatever size turkey you decide to go with. Add some salt, add some water, and brine it overnight. Let that salt completely penetrate through. It ensures that every bite is flavorful, every bite is tasty, and that's what you want. You don't want all the flavor just on the surface. You want to be able to dig in and get a really tasty bite. And as you guys already know, salt and deep frying go hand in hand. So that's a big tip for you guys. Now, after you've taken it the next day out of the brine, drain it, dry it. You want to make sure you have any liquid pockets that might be stored within the skin or between the cavities or so forth completely drained before you deep fry it. And then I would heavily season it. Be generous. Add the seasoning that you prefer. I like a Cajun mix. Sometimes I just add some thyme, rosemary, maybe some garlic, black pepper, things like that. But you can season it any way that you want. And then I highly recommend that you inject the bird with whatever marinade that you want. I have a go-to marinade. I'll put a link below in the description, but it's a butter-based marinade that's delicious and adds a ton of flavor. Don't worry so much about the marinade that you're injecting. There's gonna be some moisture in the bird. That's part of deep frying. That's kind of the risks that come along with it. But if you're using the correct size bird, especially if you're using an electric deep fryer, they account for all that. They account for the oil, right? The markings, the min and max that they have on the side of the fryers. So you should be okay as long as there's not a ton of moisture. But what really gets you is frozen pieces, right? If you still have ice within the bird, that's what's gonna really aggravate things and cause a fire. Lower the bird in very slowly. Don't just drop it in there. Go slow, look for anything that looks, out of place. It's gonna look aggressive and chaotic at first, but you shouldn't have any crackles or pops. You shouldn't be seeing the oil rising to an extremely, crazy level. If you see the oil rising, then you know that you have some ice left over or huge water pockets that are causing that. Bubbles are okay. It might feel a little scary, but go slow until you feel comfortable and confident. You should be okay. And then after the bird's done, it's a good idea to let it rest for a little bit. You don't have to go crazy like with the steak, but allow the oil to completely drain, allow the bird to settle and rest a bit. You don't want everyone to bite into a drumstick that's packed with oil and grease, right? and that just adds to a positive experience. Okay guys, so that's basically it. I know it's scary. Take your time, go slow, make sure you're confident in the process. I guarantee you it's gonna be a really flavorful turkey. Practice safety, practice common sense. I highly recommend an electric deep fryer. I think it's well worth it. Look for deals on the off season. If you want to do it manually, there's nothing wrong with that. They're both going to give you great results. Just be careful. I've done both of them. I prefer just taking all of the guesswork out and using an electric deep fryer. That's it for me, guys. I hope you found this video informative. Check out some of my other videos and I will catch you on the next one. Take care, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving. Hey everybody, I really hope you enjoyed that video. Please support the channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing with your family and friends. Follow us on social media and check out our new merchandise store. And above all, thank you for supporting this channel and thank you for watching.